Hi and welcome to the stance section. So first thing we're going to do is look at the first 5 basic stances that are important to you when you are learning Taekwondo. After that, we'll look at the stances that are involved in the higher grade, your sort of green belt pluses, and the purpose of the stances. So the first stance that you're introduced to is attention stance. You do this at the start of the class, when bowing to a student or an instructor, and at the end of the class. And here, your heels are together, your feet are apart, your hands are by your side, like so. So this is attention stance, chariot sogi. Okay. The next stance we're going to look at, parallel stance. Feet are parallel, feet are facing forward, shoulder width apart. Okay. Parallel stance, Narani sogi. Next stance, sitting stance. So make sure again, both feet facing forward, knees are out, and you're not looking like this into like a toilet stance. It's like you're sitting on a horse, so your knees have got to be out, bowed out, so there's more knee spring involved. Okay? Sitting stance, Anan sogi. From here, we're going to change it to L stance, feet shaped like an L. Now this is the most difficult one for beginners to understand, so key points. One knee facing forward, other knee facing sideways. So not compromising on that you're bringing one in like this, because look, it looks like it's bowed in, so it's got to be out. So you've got to sit on this back leg. Weight distribution, 70% is on the back, 30% on the front. Front foot facing forward, back foot facing sideways. Your feet are crept in, 15 degrees if we're being technical. And just grip the floor a little bit with your toes. You'll feel a little more secure in this stance. That's how long it is here, 1.5 shoulder width long, like so. And how wide it is, look, I turn this way. It's only about a couple of inches wide. So don't be doing this like this, essentially. So you are not going past yourself, but you've still got to be able to see a little bit of daylight between your feet, but not too much. Okay, it's not shoulder width like some of the other stances. L stance, Nyunja sogi, not ninja, Nyunja sogi. From here, last basic stance that we'll look at, walking stance, used for forward and backward, punching, low blocks. Loads of purposes, but it's a forward and backward stance. Key points: front knee bent, back leg straight. Do not have your knee over your foot. Here, you are shoulder width, and you are 1.5 shoulder width long. So it can't be like this. It can't be the same length as it is wide. Got to be long. Hard facing or false facing techniques for this technique. Walking stance is Gunnan sogi. So we'll do a little breakdown of those first 5. Attention stance, chariot sogi. Parallel stance, Narani sogi. Sitting stance, Anan sogi. L stance, Nyunja sogi. Walking stance, get that back foot facing forward, Gunnan sogi. Okay, so those are your first 5 stances that you will need to learn at a white belt level, because you start using more as you go up the grades. First new stance for you as you get to green belt level is this one here. Here, Goryeo sogi, bending ready stance. Look, focus on here. Knee here, foot in this position here, and you're not straight. It's tucked in. So when you do this block, that foot must be tucked inside the leg, or not inside the knee, and not hanging down. Okay. Purpose being is that when you execute the kick, that you're in place here and not hanging here, and then it becomes a flick. Okay. So that's why this knee needs to be bent, and you need to go down on impact. You need to bend your knee on impact. Bending stance or bending ready stance, Goryeo sogi. Okay. Bending stance, Goryeo sogi. This is Goryeo sogi A. Goryeo sogi B is simply here, looking behind you, ready for the back kick execution. So that's Goryeo sogi. Next stance, here. This one here, for this movement, or upward, bow wrist, rear foot stance, Duit bell Sogi. Purpose, making sure that you go down on impact and bend your knees here. So not too high heely. So just lift your heel off the floor and bend both knees, okay? Don't over exaggerate any of these, okay? Moving here, moving this way, okay? Fire this here, okay? Dwitbal Sogi, okay? Rear foot stance. Next one, quite similar. We're going into vertical stance, Sujik Sogi, okay? Purpose of the movement of Hwarang, where you're coming down this way, tackling onto the collarbone, okay? Sujik Sogi, vertical stance. Now we're going into a stance very, very similar to an L stance. It is L in shape, but you are 50-50 on your knee weight distribution and not 70-30, okay? Look, L stance, a little bit shorter here, 70-30. Fixed stance, go longer, a little bit longer, 50-50. Gojung Sogi, okay? Fixed stance. So, what others have we got? We have X stance, Kyocha Sogi. Blocking this way here, making sure your body is in line and your feet are in line, and the feet are shaped like an X. Kyocha Sogi. Next one, Moa Sogi. No other purpose than a starting of a pattern position here. Feet together. So you've got Moa Sogi A, B, C, and D here. So your feet are together. It's an attention stance with your feet together. Okay, so that's Moa. Moa Sogi. You learn this at green belt level for your first start position, other than parallel ready stance. Okay, so the first one you learn. So a little breakdown of those again. Rear foot stance, Dwitbal Sogi. Vertical stance, Sujik Sogi. Bending ready stance, A, Gaburo Sogi A. Bending ready stance, B, Gaburo Sogi B. Fixed stance, 50-50, Gojung Sogi. X stance, Kyocha Sogi. And then Moa Sogi is closed stance. So those in total make up the majority of the stances. There are more. There's a list, probably another 8 or 9. But you can learn those, you can watch, you can read up on those. But what we've discussed here is more than enough to get you through your gradings when asked, what is this stance called? What is this stance called? Okay, you will know those are the majority of the stances that will get you through all the way up black belt plus. Okay, so that is the stance breakdown section.